I'm doing the whole tire changing thing, replacing tires on this. I got this one done. I'm gonna have to use these style of rims that you can barely see probably because it's dark in here, even though it's not. I got lights everywhere. It's just the camera. I hate those rims, but I like those, so I'm putting those on the front for now, and I got another pair of them with tires already on it at my buddy Kenny's house. I go to take this one off and pull the center cap off. Guess what happened? The center cap came off with the outer bearing, the washer, broken cotter pins, and the cap. I'm like, whoa. I knew I felt a little shudder and a vibration the last couple times I drove it, because it was noticeable. It would come for about 30 seconds and I'd slow down and go away and I'd speed back up. It never came back. So I did that twice and I noticed it because I felt it. It just felt like a shimmy. I can feel things. I know when something ain't right. So I was replacing tires thinking, well, got a tire going bad or something ain't right. I'm just going to check here. Yeah, it fell apart. So when I got it, the guy told me he took it apart and repacked the bearings and put it back together. Man, first off, don't reuse them cotter keys. Just go spend the 37 cents it costs you to buy a new cotter pin and put in there and bend it. Once you bend those and bend them in place, you bend them back, pull them out, stuff them back in there and bend them back. Don't do that. They break. That's what happened to that. The ends of it that he bent from the reused pin, it looked like, because it was all bent to shit, was broken, and the nut backed off and the bearing came out. And yeah, it was like the brakes were holding that thing together. So that's cool. So if you don't know what you're doing, just don't, and do a little homework before you do anything, just to brush up on your knowledge. You don't reuse cotter pins. I mean, and if you repack the bearing, why is it all just full of metal? And I don't know. I'm just curious why. I mean, here, let me show you. She's nasty. Yeah, that bearing, focus. Come on now. It's full of metal and old nasty grease. And just, yeah, it came right apart. I'm gonna have to clean that anyway, so I ain't worried about dropping it on the ground. But get a little grease from in here. I'll show you that there's chunks of crap in here. I guess it's chunky, nasty, full of metal, full of bearing. I mean, there's literally chunks in here. You don't ever repack bearings and leave the old crap in there. You clean that out, you flush the bearings out, and you put new grease in it, and you repack the bearing. You clean all that out. So clearly somebody didn't do that, because that is not new grease. That's somebody shoved a bunch of grease in there and didn't put it together right. So I'm getting more and more like, every time I work on, or every time I turn around, this truck's trying to kill me. Like the whole fuel line underneath the frame and underneath the A-arm situation in between the oil pan and the frame. That was awesome. The clutch line that was hanging down, that did in fact end up getting caught on something and broke, and I had to drive it home without a clutch. Oh, the wheel bearings, you know, the wheel's trying to fall off on me. One on my sleeves here. Need to grab a paper towel and wipe some of this grease off my hands. But yeah, that's not new grease, man. I don't care what kind of grease you buy. That's got a bunch of metal in it. It's sparkly and it's got chunks of crap in it. So unless you repacked wore out wheel bearings, which the wheel bearings look like it's just normal wear. I don't really know where all this metal coming from, but like I said, I'm gonna have to pull that all apart and figure it out. But just, man, the more I tear into this truck, the more everything on it's just trying to make it explode or something. I'm just freaking getting tired of it. I worked all day putting tires on the other truck just to find out both tires I got for it had busted belts. And the tires that was on this, one of them had a tube in it, and that was cool. My tire machine, you know, don't really like tubes, so it got pretty shredded up immediately. That tire had a busted belt. So yeah, it's been one of them days. I'm going to get back to taking this thing apart, and while I'm at it, I'm going to remedy the upside down kinked brake line. I don't know if y'all seen that or not. Where's my flashlight? Check this out, man. you don't have brakes if you're on the gas and the front tires are too far, like, extended, that brake line will kink on you and just shut the brakes right off. The other side's even worse. It's like somebody put the brake line on it without the caliper being on there, and it was clocked upside down to where when you put it on there it's just kinked. I don't know really what's going on. That might not even be the right caliper or line or something. I don't know. This is fun stuff though. This is not what I wanted to do on my day off. I wanted to, oh, let's just put some new tires on it and make it awesome. No, let's fix everything while we're here, because try to fix one thing and 30 other things pop up and bite you in the butt. So at least I found that though, because that was like, it literally fell apart when I took the center cap off. The outer bearing, the washer, the nut, the cap, everything was in that center cap. Like, it's being held on by the damn brakes. It's like, man, can I not just get one vehicle that isn't just butchered? It's like, shit. One side. See if I can do it again. Oh yeah. See, you don't even need a tire machine. It's easy. Almost. There you have it. So, gonna have to do the same thing on this one as I did the other one. Take this thing I use for engine blocks and intakes and heads and stuff, and I'm gonna have to clean up the center of that. Because these rims don't fit for some reason, and they should, but they don't. So I had to do the other one on the other side. I'll have to do this one too. And when I put the back two rims on there, I will most likely put these on the back and go ahead and clean up the centers of the other two rims to put on the front in case I ever run into a situation for some reason I need to swap them, and one of them, you know, only two fit the front. I want all four of them to fit the truck, not just two. So I just keep running into like more and more and more problems every time I work on this thing. Okay, so I mounted two new tires on the front, new, patched that hold there that match. And flip the caliper around on each side. You can't see that. Flip the caliper around one full turn on each side and put it back on to where the line ain't curly keyed up and kinked a whole bunch. So that should help. Didn't check the wheel bearing on this side. It feels good. It's not got any catching in it. It's not loose, and it don't look like that cap's been off. So I'm gonna leave it alone. So yeah, tires are done. I'm putting it all back together. This thing's done.